But for now, we're moving on to Netflix's $1 Million Mistake by Scamboli Reviews. I haven't watched this man's videos since I'm glad this is over here. This is what terrible anime looks like. This was a fucking masterpiece. If you didn't watch my reaction to this, don't even worry about that. Watch this video in its entirety. That shit had me fucking rolling and entertained from start to finish. But we are here. Netflix's $1 Million Mistake by Scamboli Reviews, and we are starting.
Record of Ragnarok was meant to be one of the coldest anime we've ever seen. Look at the manga real quick. It's about a bunch of gods who get together and are like, okay, humans have been messing up the earth, let's kill them. But then a Valkyrie lady is like, no, that's not very anime-like. Let's do a tournament arc. You set up your 13 best gods, we set up our 13 best humans, and if the humans win, we let them stay for another 1,000 years. Then Zeus is like, us? Fight humans? Oh, what a foolish idea. I am Zeus. I fuck with dragons. I slay titans.
I mean, that does, on paper, that does sound like a dumbass idea. You got a bunch of humans about to fight fucking deities? Yeah, okay.
Chicken? Fuck dragons! Every single chapter after that is among the most hype, well-drawn action you can find in a manga. Bow! Wop! Boom! They got Nikolai Tesla, Jesus, Adam, Poseidon, Jack the Ripper.
Wait, they got Jesus.
They got Nikolai Tesla, Jesus, Adam, Poseidon, Jack the Ripper. So as I said, this wasn't meant to be that rubber ducky, fart in the bathtub, Discord nitro, safe space, nut-tickling, hopscotch, pansy garbage. This anime was meant to be cold. So when it came out, we got this.
Yeah, no, at least they were fighting.
What the fuck is this effect? What the fuck is going on?
What happened? Enter Booger Nuts Productions, the studio who made the anime. With the exception of a...
Okay. I would not trust nothing that comes out of a company called Booger Nuts.
Booger Nuts Productions isn't known for
why would you even name your
shows.
company that shit?
In fact, they're guilty of making Wonder Momo, which is considered one of the most awful anime of all time.
What do you have to say for yourself, Booger Nuts?
It wasn't my fault, I swear! It was Netflix! Netflix. You licensed the anime, correct?
Mm-hmm.
Then you're the one who slapped the big fat logo on the show.
So, well, yeah. What about it?
And you paid a bunch of anime YouTubers to pretend they didn't catch AIDS from watching it. Am I wrong?
AIDS? Come on.
Damn, bro.
Anime YouTubers to pretend they didn't catch AIDS.
Damn, we just watched his review. Damn, he throwing little shots. He over here on his Hit Boy shit. Throwing shots at his fellow reviewers. He might not be really throwing shots, but he is kind of dry snitching on the getting paid to act like this was good.
AIDS from watching it.
Really
Am I wrong?
AIDS? Come on. Stranger Things? You don't like Stranger Things? You got nothing on me. Nothing. Capiche?
Then what's
Still haven't watched an episode of Stranger Things.
this?
And no, I don't feel cool because I haven't watched it. I just haven't watched it because I don't care.
What?
I don't know who to blame for the terrible anime we got, but I'm on a lot of AIDS medication just so we can watch this anime and laugh at how tremendously hard Netflix fumbled their bag. Let's start Record of Ragnarok was one of the most popular manga in Japan, all without having a story. You're here to watch two
It was the 14th most popular in 2000. Hold on. Record was the 14th most popular manga series of 2021 and sold over 3.1 million copies. Damn, that's only the 14th most popular?
all without
That's
having
crazy.
a story. You're here to watch two muscled men stand butt to butt and fight each other. Everyone understands this. So the art must transport you to the ghost of an indifferent Victorian London, or floor your ass when Zeus winds up to throw a giant undodgeable hammer that gets dodged? That was weird, but then it spins right back into Thor's hand to build up centrifugal force, which he uses to spin his ass around and smack into his opponent. The magic is, you don't need context. You know that was cool. Instead of bulletproof writing, the books capture you by putting on a spectacle, which gets murky when you interpret a scene like this.
What? Is it a bait? Is it a
What? What the fuck is he doing? No!
What's going on?
Oh,
Lubu was not supposed to do that. If the show doesn't have a great story, nor an awesome main character, and instead lures people in with it, Lubu was not supposed to when you interpret a scene like this.
What? Is it a bait? Is it a
what? happening. It's like Mjolnir sidestepping.
Lubu was not supposed to do that. If the show doesn't have a great story, nor an awesome main character,
So
and
he wasn't
instead
supposed to spin off of it and send it back?
lures people in with its fights, that gives you a pretty good list of things to not fuck up. Oh no.
I mean, yeah. There could be holes in your story, but if niggas get straight to boxing and the boxing is going crazy, people will overlook that shit. Like, if the action scenes in an action anime or fucking movie are fucking mind-blowing and, like, out of this world, you could kind of get away with the story or character development being pretty shitty.
This show made me realize that if you don't like a fight, it's probably one of two things: bad pacing and bad animation. Record of Ragnarok has
I would like to also add, like, for instance, I feel like certain moves or certain things happening when, I guess you could call it, you could probably put it in pacing as what I'm trying to say, but let's say, for instance, when they were trying to get the bells from Kakashi, Naruto Team 7 was trying to get the bells from Kakashi, and then they were like fighting Kakashi so they could win the bell little challenge thing. Let's say Sasuke didn't do his fireball jutsu, and instead he, I don't know, try to do some Naruto shit when he fought Neji and then try to come from underground and try to attack. I feel like that fireball jutsu helped stage, I guess, not a ranking system, but a balance in a way, where Kakashi was kind of underestimating his students because he didn't know Sasuke had flame control or control of a flame jutsu, a fire jutsu, because apparently it's supposed to be not mega difficult, but it for somebody Sasuke's age, it's a hard thing to master. And damn near any anime, or even in fucking wizardry movies or magic movies, they talk about how fire is one of the hardest things to control. So, and that kind of stays consistent across the board. I wonder why that is. I mean, true, fire is hard to control in real life, but
mastered fucking up both. When things are moving, they don't look good. When things aren't moving, we call that Record of Ragnarok. They shake JPEGs so you know that impacts are powerful
that Mjolnir is fucking crazy.
instead of drawing powerful impacts. Instead of saying scenes, my friends started saying slides, which I didn't even notice for a couple hours. The ultimate fight of the series, the one that every manga reader fawned over. Men creamed at the sight of this one. It's low-key supposed to be the climax of season 1. This is what you have to look forward to.
Wow, things are really heating up. Oh man, something's happening.
Wait, that's the anime?
Wow! Oh, the fucking girl no one cares about is going crazy. Oh, he did not just do that.
What in the fuck? What in the fuck? She just had somebody, like, two dudes just holding her titties. Like, what the fuck?
Oh my god. Whoa, he got bigger and yep.
Deep down, the fights are interesting. Zeus fights Adam from the Bible. That is either the most smart or the most retarded idea I've ever heard. The plot is so unpredictable. The moves are so imagined. You might just find yourself breaking character. What the fuck? Ooh.
Oh, that's cool.
Split the sky.
That is kind of cool.
That is fucking hard.
It's just that if you start thinking these bi-curious thoughts, there's a flashback waiting to spit in your face.
Hold on, 7 minutes, everybody. Make sure that they don't show the fight.
Shorty impact.
The pacing. Every noteworthy event is an invitation for a 10-minute long tangent. The characters make eye contact, flashback. A character gets the first hit in, flashback.
Yeah, that's really bad. Lore development. That's really bad.
Thor finally throws his fucking hammer after 19 minutes and 10 seconds.
That's interesting.
Thor finally throws his fucking hammer.
He has like a handle on top of the hand, well, underneath the handle of Mjolnir. That's interesting.
Hammer after.
I mean, that bitch is big as fuck. So I mean, it's not like his hands Not like his hands could fucking hold that whole shit. Pause.
19 minutes and 10 seconds. Flashback. If you want to maintain any interest in your fights, show them. There are backstories in the book. The thing is, it takes me never minutes and 0 seconds to finish reading it. Thor's backstory? That took me 2 minutes and 40 seconds to read slowly. The anime, 6 minutes. It doesn't sound like a long time, but with animation like this, it feels like you're in the sunken place.
You're on duty right now. Captain.
Yeah, so their mouths don't move. Oh yeah, they don't move either, I forgot that. Oh, there's the classic right there. The giant baby made out of He throws it back for a second if you didn't notice. I feel as if my eyes have been violated, and this became
Yeah, that's really bad animation. I don't even know. Like, that's really bad.
truly problematic when I realized the story isn't very... If you think good art is just an accessory in anime, you are wrong. It also serves to dazzle, to steal your attention from the extremely stupid shit going on in the background. While reading, I never thought, why is there a stupid kid? Who gives a shit about this character? Who writes a story and thinks, oh, this needs a child who doesn't know shit and cries every episode? Fucking no one!
The One Piece! The One Piece is real!
These thoughts never crossed my mind while reading, but with the excruciating pacing and the battles that seem to be animated by 6 rats in a trench coat pretending to be a grown-up, your focus shifts. You start getting irritable. You notice things you normally wouldn't get annoyed at. Episode 7 is centered around Adam and Zeus, but Adam has done something very cool, so that's the show's cue to spend 4 billion hours on Adam's backstory. Eve is in the Garden of Eden, being Me Too'd by this snake monster, but Eve...
That is getting me too, because, bro, you got Orochimaru over here trying to fuck with Eve. Like, that's crazy.
Eve is like, I am not expressing enthusiastic consent, and you should respect my boundaries. And the snake guy is like,
You simpering whore!
this is the
Whoa.
most realistic writing so far.
The serpent had tried to take the woman for himself, but Eve remained true to her beloved Adam.
First off, how stupid do you think I am? I couldn't have deduced that on my own. He frames Eve by taking a bite of the forbidden fruit and challenging her in court.
I have the very apple she bit into!
Yeah, like they did no DNA
Your
or
Honor?
forensic evidence.
That was bitten by monster mouth.
The accusations were false. However, the likelihood of a guilty verdict, 99.99999%.
How did you reach this number? You know what? I trust this visibly evil snake man. It's not that the show is actively stupid. I mean, Guan Yu is a Gundam for some reason, and they keep calling Ragnarok the final confrontation between man and the gods, when it can occur every 1,000 years, so it's like not final at all. But the story isn't bad. It just leaves a ton to be desired. The manga is quick to every step. Fight, move on. Fight, move on. And so the permanent cast members don't get a ton of character development. There isn't some super thought out plot in the background, and the manga knows that. But when you're adapting that into an anime and you're spending a majority of every episode on fucking audience commentary, drawn out explanations of things we watched happen, and flashbacks, not fun. They work in a written medium where I control the tempo, but an anime is a whole different animal. It moves way slower. You gotta cut some things out, change stuff that doesn't necessarily work. Lubu yawns for 20 seconds. This should not have been allowed.
Yeah, a yawn shouldn't even be more. I would say like 3 to 5 should be max.
The abysmal art and
Unless it's like trying to perform a joke and you're pissing somebody off, like a character in the fucking anime or show. But fuck, 20 seconds for just one yawn? That's crazy.
So story have made Record of Ragnarok one of the most fun shows I've seen in forever. No matter what is happening, something funny is on screen. And it's only a matter of time before one of your homies says something gay about it.
To come.
That's enough. That's
The concept really is cool. A lot of bad animation and annoying pauses can't change that. If you let the show ride and you don't focus too much on what's happening, I promise it's entertaining. Until you leave that Discord call and it's just you and this shitty ass anime. We could leave it at that, but I think I have to talk about the
Yeah,
When an
please.
anime looks like this, I see endless excuses. Usually the classic, why
They're not lazy. I think you are, dude. Just enjoy the show. Just get a fucking job at Netflix and help them if you want the animation to improve. These days, people don't know how to enjoy shit without appreciating the time and effort it took into making an incredible piece of art. All right, first off, sincerely, respectfully, fuck you, bro. If you're gonna put something out, put out the best quality you could possibly put out. I understand that, you know, there's time limits, you have release dates, you have all this shit, but please, like, stop giving excuses to just bad animation or bad product when you had the time to, or could add the time possibly, fix the shit or make it better or put more effort in. Like any job or anywhere else other than entertainment, I feel like when people don't understand, when you try to make excuses for this shit, it doesn't work in these other facets of life. Only time this ever exists is in content or content, entertainment, whatever. No, put your best foot fucking forward the first time. Yes, you could always go back and fix shit. There's nothing wrong with that, but fuck, dropping some bullshit just to drop some bullshit, no.
Why don't you draw an anime instead? And that's a weird thing to say, because it's so fucking stupid. For Record of Ragnarok in particular, I kept seeing this claim that the studio only had 2 months to animate the entire show. Oh, I didn't know that. What's your source?
Word of mouth.
I've seen like 9 guys saying stuff like
And that's the other thing, like, yeah, we don't know how long something was actually being made. Like, for instance, people talk shit about where Kingdom Hearts 3, how like it came out and the quality of the game that we got. Whether that game was being made from 2005 and released in top of 2019, or the game was started in 2012, 2013-ish when it got announced. It doesn't matter. People still wanted a quality product. Stop making excuses for how much time you have. And especially if you don't have the fucking proof. Yeah, if somebody had only 2 months to make something, I can understand why it came out. And then you could grade it on that scale of, oh shit, for 2 months, they did a really good job in 2 months. But if you don't have no proof of that, and let's say they had a year to create that shit, you don't get that same fucking excuse. At a point, you have to stop making excuses and start holding people accountable. Whether you're holding the people that actually made the product, which is the animators, the editors, and whoever, or you blame the people at the top that fund the shit and then set the dates and say when they need and talk to their investors. But regardless, yeah, no. Put out quality.
Like this, and somehow 0 guys saying, that's fucking stupid. I wonder why they do things like that. Assume this is true. They were under an extremely tight production schedule. Let's normalize keeping shit in the oven if it ain't baked right. I know that animators are under an immense amount of stress. Deadlines, slave wages, verbal abuse. It's enough to drive most people.
I want him
immense amount of stress. Keeping shit in the oven if it ain't baked right.
Yes, if somebody, when you come out with something, or you have let's say you're dropping a 13 episode anime and it's gonna come out at the course of 13 weeks, and then you guys are watching it through, and you're like, this right here looks pretty bad. Somebody should everything should be tested. Everything should be reviewed multiple times before it comes out. I mean, I don't care when my shit comes out, but that's how I feel. I'm not charging y'all nothing, so other than your time. So that's different. If I'm paying for something, like I'm paying for anime services or I'm paying for a video game, and you just kind of give me the middle finger and your ass to kiss, nah, I don't feel that. I don't feel that shit at all. Because I'm more inclined to wait for something longer if I know it's going to be better. If you take the time and make it better, then 100% going to play it or watch it. Especially if I know it's going to be higher quality than what I got. Shit, the Sonic movie got shitted on. That very first Sonic movie, that live action that's been adapted into recent years. That very first trailer that came out, what was that, E3 or whatever that time was, that shit was terrible. That Sonic model was so bad, people told them, yo, nah, we ain't paying to watch this bullshit. And they they paid the money, they put the money up, and then they fixed the animation, and they redid that whole fucking movie. They probably had all the other shit. They might not have had to refilm the whole entire movie, but the parts with Sonic in it, yeah, they had to reanimate that whole shit. And that shit is not easy. And it was not a quick and easy process. It took them a lot of time, a lot of effort, and a lot of effort that had to get put in on the back side of that. But it worked out for them. Now they got a little Sonic universe going. They're gonna probably have a sequel to the movie that the new one that's coming out. Probably gonna be about a 3-4 movie series now. So, yeah.
I know that animators are under an immense amount of stress. Deadlines, slave wages, verbal abuse, it's enough to drive most people insane. But I don't want to talk to those guys right now. I want to talk to their manager. If you pay your slaves more, you might be able to make hella money. I've seen what happens when you give hungry artists a chance to go wild. When ambition meets opportunity, when risks are commonplace, you get art that weathers decades. This is not it. As someone who's editing this video right now, I see the reused frames and the assets being rotated and the horse.
Oh shit!
Holy fuck!
And I think
That's really bad. That trotting was really bad, and that face is just what the fuck.
to myself, that's me trying to hit a deadline. When there's so many industry veterans working on the show, it only magnifies that suspicion. Booger nuts. No one is forcing you to make this anime. If you don't have the resources, if you can't give animators the time they need to make something special, maybe, well, someone has to animate this shit. The source material is dynamite. It should have gotten the One Punch Man treatment. If that's unrealistic, at the very least, do you know what this anime should look like? Tom and fucking Jerry. I can pick a scene at random, put that side by side with Record of Ragnarok, and guarantee it mogs the hell out of it. The way that cat is just getting down and dirty on that bass, he's making that thing breathe. It's starting to speak. The backgrounds are somehow so lived in. You don't question the setting. This is just where cats live. Jerry sleeps in a sardine can and has little matchbox drawers. 1946. This anime was made in 1946. And this was made 75 years later in 2021. One is an adaptation of one of the highest selling manga in Japan. The other is a gag cartoon. Is it an
Yeah, no, that speaks volumes. I didn't even know Tom and Jerry was that fucking old. Cause I'm watching that shit as a kid, thinking, yeah, that was probably like something my mom and my grandparents were watching when they were. Well, not my grandparents, but mainly my mom, when she was a kid. I'm thinking it's like a 60s, 70s kind of thing. Nope. Goddamn.
unfair comparison? So? But is it wrong?
He didn't use Donkey Kong.
And the other is a gag cartoon. Is it an unfair comparison? So? But is it wrong for me to believe that with all of the advancements in modern animation, all of the time saved not re-inking, hand painting, and scanning every frame, we should expect anime to be animated? I don't think so. Yes, the anime is extremely fun to watch stoned, and even funner when
especially like you had back in the day when you had to draw every single fucking thing,
scanning
and then scan every fucking frame. Oh my god.
We should expect anime to be animated? I don't think so. Yes, the anime is extremely fun to watch stoned, and even funner when you're with 5 neurodivergent adults.
You bastard!
But it's a shame that's the only way I can enjoy the show. Subscribe. I do stuff like this all the time. And leave a comment. I respond to those.
Oh my god, that was a good video. That was Netflix's $1 Million Mistake by Scamboli Reviews. Check out his channel. Check out his original video. That's all for this one. Now we're moving on to this anime is AI generated. I believe that's also a Scamboli Reviews video. Came out 4 days ago, yeah.
lose!
I could tell already I do not like this animation at all.
The internet is quite pissed by this. This anime was shot, scripted, and AI generated by Corridor Digital. You know those guys. They did real-life Minecraft, Dark Souls, Halo, Mario. They even showed a real-life woman at some point. Corridor got their hands on Stable Diffusion. It's this AI that, I don't know, does AI shit, but it was sloppy. So they clashed heads, did research, and 2 months later we got an 8-minute long short film produced by people who
The eye twitch just doesn't look natural. That's just look at it again.
did research, and 2 months later we
It's I don't even know what to compare it to. I know what I'm trying to compare it to, but I can't say it because I just don't know. I can't remember what it's called.
got an
But
8
yeah, that animation just looks
minute
terrible.
long short film produced by people who never had to pick up a pen. Imagine RDC getting their hands on this. The kids that will run around doing crazy sketches. Never before has animation been more accessible to the average person, and never before has that extremely specific demographic of white dudes that are extremely active on Twitter with thick-rimmed glasses and beards been more angry.
And that made me
That is a very scary community to piss off.
so mad on so many levels.
Here's the thing. On one hand, I think AI is terrifying and I want it to go away. On the other, I know that it won't go away and that screaming at excited nerds will do absolutely nothing. I'm not an AI technician, nor am I extremely smart, but God put me on this earth to talk about things I know nothing about. I would like to discuss why people are angry, who's angry, and share my perspective on this whole ordeal. And to do that, we're gonna have to watch a video made by
Mother's Basement.
Mother's Basement hates this shit.
I am insulted, and so should you.
Jeff is an anime YouTuber that has been on the platform long before I have. He's part of a small group of creators who pioneered this niche to where it is today. In his video, Jeff
So he is an OG in the game. Okay.
makes some very valid points about the grim future that could lie ahead of AI, and zero good points about what Corridor has to do with that. Like, this dude for real said, this video, it's not...
It's not art.
Jeff will not call this video art. In fact, he doesn't consider anything AI generated to be art. And I actually agree with that last part. Art is an expression of human creativity.
When you explain it like that, I could agree to that. Yeah. If it's not made by a human, how is it art? If it's a reflection of human emotion and human ideas and human beliefs, can't really take an AI generated picture, song, or anything and call it art. It's not art. It's manufactured.
As soon as a machine does the walking, you're already lost. Millions of photos, regardless of copyright or if the author likes it, are used to train these AI. They teach it to guess which colors and shapes go where on a grainy image. Not only is this overpowered as fuck, but it by itself is devoid of creativity, which is derived from our personal experiences and biases. Jeff, I'm with you 100% when you say this, but you have to stop yourself from fucking talking if you're gonna be all...
I know some dipshit jumped down to the comments to say, the only difference between an AI reproducing an art style and a human artist doing it is the time it takes.
Now wait a minute, hold on. I just don't think this is a very dipshit-coded comment. What you said is not funny enough to be that rude. If you're gonna...
Yeah, there's a difference between it and what the difference is time, yes. But you're discounting the fact that, yeah, you could tune and tweak an AI to get the best quality you can get from the AI, but the effort that a human could put into it and the time that they could put into it to make it look better should not be graded at the same level. Because at the same time, yeah, a human can make it probably worse depending on the human. But if we're talking about the top of the top and some of the best, yeah, that person could probably make a better quality product. Yeah, it will take them longer to do it than AI generated. But if you're trying to make something that looks good and trying to give out a quality product, so what about the time?
Be a dick, hide it with as much humor as possible, like what I'm doing. There's a part of this video where he's like,
If they were interested in making something with even a shred of artistic legitimacy, they could have hired an artist or two to draw up the model sheets their AI would use, but instead they just went and stole a bunch of frames from Vampire Hunter D Bloodlust and trained their computer.
someone better tell this motherfucker we're AniTubers. Our job is to steal frames. We just take clips of anime and talk over them. But Jeff, you and I are artists. We transform the work we talk about.
Damn, this man's hitting him with the Uno reverse. I never really thought about it like that.
We reshape it with aid of our personal experiences. I don't think you can be on the side of anime abridged and critique and AMVs, but flip as soon as someone uses software that digitally collages that same content. To say that Corridor made something with
I still think there's a difference between like a Dragon Ball Z abridged and a show that's AI generated. There's still a difference. I'm not saying that AI generated should be shitted on and it shouldn't be supported, but there should be a distinction, and I feel like one should be above the other.
Without a shred of artistic legitimacy is disingenuous. This team had a vision they wanted to achieve, so Corridor problem solved. They combined the discoveries of multiple users to get this AI looking the way they wanted, and even then, they had to tune the shit out of it, write a short film, voice act, normal act, buy costumes, teach the AI what they look like, turn those photos into anime images, pop open Unreal Engine to set up a bajillion cameras with different angles so they could superimpose their animated bodies onto a new environment, and even then, they had to add so many things in post. Storytelling, acting, editing, videography. If you don't think a convergence of all these skills is art, then I don't value your opinion on this topic. And then there's those sassy fingers.
Yeah, if they're adding all those extra effects and all that other stuff, if you're just saying that, if they're saying that the AI only did just like, I guess, a surface animation just to make it look like it was animated, or that art style, whatever color pattern they were using, yeah, really can't keep my original agreements on if it's art or not, because they did transform the fuck out of it and they did add to it. It wasn't like they just threw it on a computer and the computer did all the work.
I don't like those sassy fingers. MB, how come every time you call this video an anime, you gotta use air quotes?
Because their anime looks like ass.
You made a video called Avatar is an Anime.
Avatar is an anime. F*** you.
If Avatar is an anime, so is Boondocks. I don't want to hear it.
Fight me.
You,
And you could fight me on that.
of all
That's on period poop.
people, should not be doing the sassy fingers. In that video, he made the point that anime is a movement, an artistic movement within the medium of animation, not unlike postmodernism or the French New Wave in film. Everything that makes anime, the big-eyed aesthetic, the over-the-top action, the mature themes, the overt sexuality is a part of that movement. The line between anime and not anime is gray. It doesn't even have to be hand-drawn or made in Japan anymore. So if it looks like anime, sounds like anime, and is written like an anime, what's stopping it from being an anime?
Yeah, if it's okay to say it's anime outside of, if it was made outside of Japan, yeah, 1000% Avatar is on our list, and so would be Boondocks.
There's this video of Aaron Blaze, a dude who animates for Disney, reacting to Corridor's behind the scenes. Numerous times he stops the video and points out, yo, that's just like how we made Snow White.
It's not too different than what we did on Beauty and the Beast. We shot reference a lot. AI
doesn't write the script, make a story, and rotoscope itself. This is an art form that is very distinct from all other animation we've seen, if you want to call it animation. It's constantly rotoscope, it has some jank.
F***ed up hands and
yeah, it's got the hands.
Garbled monster faces, and not to mention their six-fingered thumbnail.
Okay, I get it! I don't think this will replace animators in the same way that CGI didn't replace animators. But who knows? Tech it. Recently, I visited ChatGPT for the first time, and within 15 minutes, it had quoted Biggie Smalls saying, "I'm slamming n***s like a dungeon dragon, coming around the corner with the gangster lean." Biggie Smalls has never said that. So then I asked it to write the description of a pickle, but as a Dark Souls 3 item.
A briny relic of a bygone era. This pickle has withstood the test of time.
Once used as a means of preserving food, it now serves as a reminder of the fleeting nature of life. Consume it to restore a small
is it so
amount
serious?
of health, but beware the potential side effects of consuming a food item of unknown age and origin. Yeah. In about 5 years, these things are replacing me. When I talk about AI, I don't want anyone to be under the impression that I don't sympathize with everyone whose jobs are in jeopardy. I'm scared as hell, but this situation constantly reminds me of the people.
Oh, if his point is he doesn't want true animators to lose their jobs or whatever, I feel you. I'm right there with you. I totally understand why you would be angry about that, and I totally stand with you because I don't feel that robots, AI, and technology should get rid of humans. That's the part of the fucking capitalistic ideologies of a lot of these companies and this bullshit that's going on. They think that, oh, it's cheaper to build this shit, so I don't have to pay people. So there will be no use for humans, and then what are we supposed to do? How are we supposed to survive? I get it. And then it takes away from the art and integrity of the art form. I'm not mad at him if that's the point that he's trying to make. But to shit on it and tell the people that were involved creating it that this is not art, I feel like it's disrespectful.
People that freaked out over the Industrial Revolution. In 19th century Britain, weavers and textile workers were way more important. It could take years to cultivate the skills necessary to weave with the best of them, and it could take several hours to produce very little cloth using a loom. Then some guys like, hey, why pay people when machine work free? The world agreed. Automated loom factories started popping up around the 1800s. They continued to get more and more badass, and instead of using a single skilled worker on one machine, suddenly one guy could oversee a bunch at once. Now, every once in a while the machines would eat a woman or small child, but that didn't stop anyone from using them. This is also how our politicians work. But think back to those weavers, the people who worked for years doing this stuff by hand. They were sort of phased into obsolescence. Would they just take that? No. A group that would be known as the Luddites began burning down factories and destroying knitting frames in protest. This movement was quickly adopted all across England, until finally the government heard the voices of the people, saw the pain they were in, and chopped their heads off. It just says executed here, so that's an artistic change by me. I was really proud to find this in a newspaper clipping. By 1813, the Luddites had faded into history. That's pretty messed up, right? On the flip side, look at how painters first responded to photography. Paul Della something was this hugely influential artist in the 19th century. He has this hard-ass quote after he was allegedly shown a photograph that goes, "From today, painting is dead." We know that photography didn't kill art. There were even artists at the time who were excited by the idea. We can use the strengths of both mediums to improve painting rather than replace it. But the feeling that technology will one day automate your job and push your skills into obsolescence existed nonetheless. We've seen.
But see, he's also right too. It could be the use of technology could also weed out the average and below average people out of some of these positions, which does still suck, but a true artist will always be valuable. A true entertainer will always be valuable because you could use the technology to enhance what you can do that the technology lacks. Whatever that human aspect or talent can't be replicated, can't be it can't regardless, it can't be stopped. So I get, to an extent, I get this point too.
Seen it happen. It's very hard to tell who's going to be the weavers and who's going to be the painters in this situation. Only the future knows for sure. I agree with Mother's Basement on a lot of fronts. A really good point he makes is that currently this AI stuff can't be copyrighted. You can even take a frame from the corridor video and sell merch with it. As long as the AI is trained on material you don't own, it's not yours. But what if a big studio hires technicians and artists to train AI with material they own? That gives studios a massive advantage over the little guys who can't afford that. And if it gets good enough, workers could even be phased out if they go on strike, because guess what? We can make up your workload until you accept a lower wage. There are so many ways AI can benefit humanity. Conversely, in equal amount of ways, it can tear us apart. Jeff, what the fuck does this have to do with Corridor Digital? It seems like the internet has some This is a very emotive topic, so I can understand why people might get angry with Corridor at first glance. Did we just change animation forever? I sure hope not. But Jeff is tripping. When hearing anything Corridor says, he takes the most sinister, non-charitable interpretation every time. Exhibit A. When I first watched the video,
Yeah, if you're mad about something else, or something similar, yeah, I can see why this pisses him off so much.
Jeff had me thinking, oh, Corridor made a paid subscription service for an AI and is charging people for tutorials on how to use it. That's kind of messed up if they're using copyrighted material.
Which is what will happen if the technology and processes Corridor are advertising and apparently tutorializing behind a paywall on their website do take off.
This is bullshit. First off, Corridor is using 3 open source software to achieve this effect. They don't get money if you use the shit. Jeff never mentions that, so the technology and processes Corridor's advertising statement had me confused. What Corridor did was push a new technique using this software. They got the animations to flicker less and got the AI to stop changing styles constantly. Then, they recorded an hour-long tutorial that teaches you how to replicate that same effect.
One thing I want to talk about is the democratization of this process. This is a situation here where we're looking at a piece of software that's free, that anyone has access to. A process here that we're sharing openly with everyone because everyone's openly shared knowledge with us, with everyone.
But how is it democratizing animation if the tutorial is behind a paywall? Well, I went and made an account. Oh my fucking god, it's fucking free. This long-ass tutorial is free. If you're only after their technique, you can plug in your card number, get 15 days of free usage on their website, and bail once you have the hour-long tutorial. It's not really an ad for that, more so the exclusive content on their site if you decide.
Yeah, I mean, if you can get all that shit technically for free, probably record it over your computer, like screen record it, and save it, and you could just keep looping it back just so you can keep watching and seeing how they do that shit. And then you can tune and tweak. I keep fucking when I say that. Tune and tweak it to work for you. Yeah, I mean, you ain't pay nothing. All you do is take some time to like look into it. Other than that, yeah, if all you're paying for really is, yeah, you can say you're paying for the tutorial, but if you're mainly paying for their extra content that isn't on YouTube, then it's not like they're scamming you out of that money.
Decide to stay. What Mother's Basement said wasn't lying per se, but
That's pretty fucking scummy and dishonest, in my opinion.
dishonest is the perfect word. Exhibit B. Mother's Basement is being dishonest when he says,
They're clearly pitching this as a disruption to animation, not VFX, so...
You also say they're advertising how to cut animators out of animation. Let me just say, dog, that is your pitch. Their pitch is literally at the start of your video.
Wouldn't it be cool if you could film yourself and easily turn into anything you want, like a cartoon character?
Over and over and over, Corridor drives home the idea of giving the little guys, the creatives, groups like Corridor the ability to make animated stuff. Regardless of what you speculate will happen in the future, this is what they're advertising. This is the pitch.
And people can experiment and improve.
Yeah, if they're telling you exactly who they are at the beginning and you just completely say fucking ignore it, that's kind of your fault.
On the process, helping all of us get better.
That's great. I love that idea. Sharing the knowledge.
What's that typical type?
That's what it's all about.
How can you on one hand claim they're trying to cut animators out of animation and on the other clown them for trying to make it more accessible, for them wanting to democratize animation? See, he's doing the fingers again. You can't have both. Also, Jeff hates black babies. Maybe even Chinese ones too. That's what I took away from the video.
Whoa.
That was a joke. Jeff loves all babies. But do you see how I can infer something, construct a strong...
Yeah, that was kind of wild. I'm about to say, bro, wait, what? Oh my god, typical type. I don't know if you heard me, but what's up? That's really that really is fucked up. Yeah, bro, send me a whisper on Twitch and I'll listen to it.
Raw man and make that the thing people attack? Sure, you feel they're advertising how to replace animators and disrupt the world of animation, but what about their words and actions leads you to think that's their intent? Otherwise, you're just kind of Exhibit C-.
From the 1.5 million views in 3 days and tens of thousands of likes on that video, we can also see that the tech is already good enough to satisfy a sizable group of people with little to no taste.
Weird statement.
Little to no yeah, bro, you're really just you taking all your anger and aggression and throwing it onto this community of people. These people may just be interested in how to use the technology. These people might just appreciate the time and effort put into it. Alright, bro, I'll check it out after this video. Yeah, I don't know what his problem is,
right?
bro.
If you clicked like on this video, you have little to no taste. It's not like, I don't know, AI is fucking cool and people just want to see it. I got a lot going on, okay? I don't need an anime YouTuber, the pinnacle of human performance, telling me I have no taste because I think a video is interesting. Continuing on that
Thank
track,
you very much.
Jeff goes on to say,
and knowing what the broader anime fandom is willing to
Shout out
accept in
to
terms of
type
visual
follow.
quality from the likes of One Punch Man Season 2 and Tokyo Revengers, it's entirely possible that studio will get away with it. And
correct me if I'm wrong, but wasn't this guy bought and paid for by Record of Ragnarok? No offense, but who gives a fuck what you think about people's taste? You endorsed in anime.
He was one of the people that Scamboli was showing was bought out by the animator.
That isn't.
What's up, German? Yeah, I'm gonna go. I don't want to mispronounce the other half, but what's up, German? How are you?
Animated. In case you're not aware, Record of Ragnarok is an anime that was received terribly by fans for how poorly animated it was. One of the fights is a straight up slideshow. Jeff was paid to do a reaction video to promote the anime.
Friggin' orbital laser level attacks. I love it.
Wow, mid! I love mid! Mid!
I love mid.
Yes, wow! Mid!
Jeff, in retrospect, realized the taste thing was a very stupid thing to say and had to issue a retraction in the comments. My point is, if you're going to get so emotional over a topic that you're lashing out at people who don't deserve it, maybe it's time to take a step back. Jeff is mad.
so mad.
Like a lot of people out there. And emotional investment is a great way to construct bad arguments to support your feelings. MB throws very valid speculations about what a future with this technology could look like. But when it comes to what the hell Corridor Digital has to do with it all,
I already seen that video. It wouldn't be a true reaction. So I can't. I wouldn't watch it and call it a reaction. It would be a more recap or review. But same time, I don't want to watch that shit. Do I react to music? Sometimes I do. I'm gonna react to typical types. He said, or she, I don't know yet, but they said that they have a song that they uploaded. So I'm gonna listen to that after I'm done with this video. We got about a little bit less than 8 minutes. Or about 8 minutes and 2 seconds.
you see dishonest arguments, straw men, and this clip that he for some reason thought was a gotcha.
So when it comes to like these AI tools, it sure makes it easier to like copy people's style. So if somebody just rips off somebody's style, call them out and it'd be like,
what am I listening to? This video is it's about anime AI, or anime that was made with AI and how it was pissing off the anime community.
you rip that person off, screw you. Like, so then we went and we took a bunch of frames from Vampire Hunter.
Of course.
Am I the only one who had to rewatch that to see what point he was making? Nico says, let people know whose style you're using. And the next clip is Nico saying,
oh, I mainly listen to hip hop and R&B, but sometimes I listen to rock. I don't really listen to country that much. I listen to house music, I listen to EDM. It's about, yeah, a little bit of reggae, some dancehall. Every once in a while. I'm not really into yeah. I'm not really into pop. I listen to a pop song every once in a while, but my favorite artist of all time is Kanye West.
which fucking style he's using for the AI. Doesn't this seem perfectly consistent with what he just said? But shift your perception of things and it's like, aha, caught red-handed. Somehow. I don't think people are wrong to be scared or upset at someone, but I think the internet has a fat case of misplaced aggression. Some dudes tweaking software to make AI mildly more presentable aren't what we should be directing our attention at. I think exploring how we can work alongside and legislate this stuff is. I want a future where art coexists with AI in the same way photography did with painting. And I am positive that right here, right now, there is some way we can take that first step.
We need an active, aggressive counterculture that pushes back against this nonsense wherever it rears its ugly head. AI anime needs to become as dirty a word as NFT.
Your solution,
like Hot Boy from Florida,
is to make it cringe? We will stop AI from stealing our jobs by bitching about it. The sales volume of NFTs has gone up.
How are you gonna... After Hogwarts, even before Hogwarts came out, it could be argued that bitching about something kind of drives up the market for it. Because there's going to be a counterculture just, oh, you sound like a snowflake. You sound like a little bitch. And you're bitching about this. So I'm going to support it just to piss you off even more.
Was this your solution?
Yo, Hot Boy's dope. That March Madness sample he had for, I forgot, Rich Hom Dying is crazy.
There's a
and that I Feel Like Dying song is pretty dope too.
Conception on the internet that bitching about things somehow either changes people's minds or makes the problem disappear. Let me give you an example. When Nike put out an ad endorsing Colin Kaepernick's activism, people felt the type of way. All across the US, men and women thought to themselves, as soon as I dismount this damn Jeep Wrangler, I'm gonna storm into my house and burn every goddamn Kaepernick jersey I got. Damn it, Sarah, get my dip. Get the chew. No. These were our intellectuals, our leaders. Many joined the cause to be just like them and burned their Nike products to send a message. Nike's sales changed dramatically and the company's value went up.
Yeah, I never understood why people were so mad about. Yo, I'm about to go on a mini political rant. Y'all care about shit that don't really fucking matter at all. At fucking all. You worried about critical race theory, which is not even taught in schools, by the way. That's a whole different topic in itself. You're worried about abortions, but you could barely afford food because your town or your state won't fund these companies to keep their jobs in this country. Nor do you care about where the economy is at, but you care about immigrants crossing the border. You got World War III on the brink, but you're worried about, you know, shit like that is just like nigga, I got bills to pay. I got rent coming up. That's what the fuck I'm worried about. I don't give a fuck about what you do in your bedroom. I could care less. I don't understand. I do not understand that shit at all. People just put too much fucking time and energy into shit that truly doesn't affect them and doesn't matter.
By $6 billion. The movement, which aimed to be as flashy as possible,
I did not know that song.
Actually ended up being a phenomenal advertisement, and a lot of people were just like, yep, I wish I had my Nike shit back. More recently is the Hogwarts Legacy boycott, right? Hogwarts Legacy is this game set in the Harry Potter universe. Exactly. Now, the author of Harry Potter, J.K. Rowling, had nothing to do with the production, but she does receive royalties. And J.K. Rowling is guilty of transphobia.
Thank you very much.
So, she's dead in the eyes of the public. People, repulsed by her words, decide to boycott the video game as to not support her even a little bit. Fair enough, but boycotting the game, not enough. It was these people's responsibility.
Yeah, I had to listen to Typical Type's song first, but I got
to boycott it for you. Retarded tweets rained down upon any streamer caught showing interest in the game. A VTuber was bullied to tears for playing. Hella people were harassed and picked on by rabid activists. It didn't matter if you were famous, it didn't matter if you weren't. The internet decided that buying this game was an act of hate, and it was their job to stop it. The game just outsold fucking Elden Ring. Turns out, bitching online is a great advertisement for the thing you hate. I can't be the only one who didn't know or care.
It's the greatest marketing ever. That's why sometimes I believe that shit don't really be real, because I feel like the hate campaign is just to drive the marketing up.
about this game until the activism.
Right now it is.
Relax and take notes.
Did the aggressive counterculture curb the sales of Hogwarts Legacy? No. It did, however, make people feel like they're part of a movement. It was a quick, free placebo for change. It's easy to get behind a movement without thinking of how you're perceived by outside groups. Because I promise, in both of these cases, people who didn't immediately agree looked at the stuff being posted and thought to themselves, okay, and kept it pushing. This is exactly what I think when I see someone post a picture of themselves having fun with AI and see those tweets that are like,
this is just you stealing from artists.
Damn,
it's lazy.
They also are trained on art stolen from artists that deserve to get paid. Disappointed in you. Do you think any...
I like when people want to pick and choose when something is stealing or not. Like, for instance, you could argue I'm stealing right now. I'm stealing Scamboli review. Who's stealing Mother's Basement's review? Like, that shit is fucking stealing and repurposing or transforming. That all that shit is subjective. All of it. I don't. Whatever. People be picking and choosing when it's okay to steal and when it's okay to not. When it's not okay. I mean. Damn, you got to bed in 2 hours? That's fuck.
Anyone has ever read one of these types of tweets and thought, you know what? You guys are right.
I mean, I feel it.
Hell no. I just want to see how I would look as an anime character. I'm not making merch. It's cool. AI is cool to play with, so people are going to play with it. Just as being a wizard is kind of cool. I'll just do it in private if you're going to yell at me. Statements like these are great for people who already agree with you, but outsiders are the ones you want. And picking odd fights like these is a terrible way to recruit outsiders. Attacking Corridor is not the way. The march of technology lies not in the hands of YouTubers, but in the audience that consumes that media and the laws that govern it. If there's a market for it, it will exist. Simple as that. There's nothing we can do to stop people from refining AI. Right now, thousands of people are tinkering away trying to find the next foothold towards making the stuff look good.
Yeah, it's already fucking over. That's why when people be like, you gotta try to stop these companies from getting your data. They got it already, nigga. Not saying that you shouldn't try to prevent them from getting more, but they got that shit already. Like, now Queen's Flip and Joe Budden, we got them. Like, come on. I don't get it.
Corridor's video.
Shit you can't prevent. You just need to either adapt or try to make it so that these things can't phase you out.
It was only possible because of the thousands before them. So the aim isn't to stigmatize innovating with AI. The cat's out the bag. The aim isn't to pray people have high enough standards to not like the stuff. I'm sorry, Jeff. The aim is to create a world that coexists with AI. What laws can we enact that will protect animators? What are some...
You never played Hogwarts? Is it nice? I like it. I haven't played it in a little while. I had to finish it and I had to beat it. But which is the same fucking thing once again. But I haven't been on in a while.
General practices that the average person can agree on. I don't have all the answers. I don't even have a good...
No, it's wild. Like, the game's like good for what it is. People just hated J.K. Rowling so bad that they sent a lot of hate to it.
Amount of answers, but here's a start. Corridor should have credited Vampire Hunter D on the main video. I don't think they made an attempt to obfuscate where they got the style. In fact, the behind the scenes video credits Vampire Hunter D for the style multiple times. It has damn near the same amount of views as the original. But a good practice to always have is saying, this AI was trained on images from X. It gives the average person a better idea of what they're looking at, and a quick disclaimer like that on the start would help promote the original works even more. Here's another one. Jeff was very, very doomer about that copyright stuff. If big studios hire people to train AI on content they own, and indie studios can't afford to do so, that's unfair. True. But since we're in the land of make-believe, let me put something out there. What if someone trains an AI on all the public domain stuff out there? I use public domain stuff for my videos all the time. This way, artists could even opt in instead of having their works taken. I have a friend who knows artists who would like to do something like that. Indie studios can then use this AI and feed it images that they created to replicate that style, and boom, ethical and legal? I don't know if the law would allow you to retain copyright, and I'm not going to learn. But That's kind of how sampling public domain music works, so I figured it'd be fine. That brings us to...
Nothing wrong with it. Call of Duty, Apex, whatever you play. Yeah, nothing wrong with that shit.
I'm not an animator nor lawyer, so I don't have anything groundbreaking to bring to the table. But if you want to know my opinion, I think a lot of people are shitting themselves for no reason. The whole, I oppose this thing, so I must attack anything related to it mentality is silly. If that's how things worked, the vegans running around throwing period blood at fucking trucks and getting run over would have the meat industry on the ropes. That's how I see Jeff saying we need an active and aggressive counterculture that opposes AI anime wherever it rears its head. He thinks he's Rosa. But like Jeff,
he thinks she's Rosa.
I love animation and I respect artists. They should be getting paid more and don't deserve to have their...
First off, they should have got paid more before the AI was even introduced into the equation. We've been saying that. We've been feeling that way. That's why everybody's like, oh, you shouldn't support bootlegging because you want to make sure that the animators get the money for their products, so you pay for Funimation, you pay for Crunchyroll or whatever, so that these studios and shit can get more money. But at what point will they start? We can't control the laws that are going on in these other countries and how they have their markets and how their wages are. We can't. They have to work them fucking 16-hour days for fucking months to try to create this great fucking product for us. But I'm sorry, we can't control that shit. We can only do so much from over here.
Jobs threatened.
So you trying to be a fucking mega purist isn't helping either.
I just don't see Corridor getting in the way of either of those two things, and there are actual animators that share that feeling. Jeff deserves respect. He's an OG. If you're interested, check out his original video. I could chop and skew the stuff he's saying, you wouldn't know, but more importantly, subscribe to me. I don't make stuff like this often, I'm gonna be honest. I probably never will again, but anime, manga, hey, where are you going? Don't leave me out yet. Please subscribe.